What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to Mountain Blade Warband. My name is Splattercat. We are here for the Siege of Kudan. And so I think... Wait, what the hell just happened? No, I don't want to talk to you. I want to go inside my castle. There we go. I thought the game just tried to jump me while I was out talking to you guys. I'm going to hang out here, and we can totally and completely wait for another battle. Yeah, that's what I thought, man. You better ride away. You better run away, man. With Bilia Noyan, I believe we shall beat him up. He only has one guy. He's here by himself. I feel like this is just insulted. Yeah, this is a bit of overkill, you guys. Guys, wait here. Wait here. This is not cool. We should go out and meet him as men. Or as women, I suppose, because I'm Mad Dog McGrittle. And so we shall duel. This shall be like the battles of old. Aha, I've struck first blood, sir. How do you respond? Don't run away. You're going right into my... No, don't do that. Oh, never mind. Alright, it wasn't the most honorable duel. I did stab somebody in the back in order to win, but I think it was better than running into that wall right there, which seems like it's just a death train. And so there it is. You have fought well. You are free to go. Be away from me, sir. Be away. Now, we've got a bunch of guys in here. And we were stuck with the choice in the previous episode as to whether we wanted to go through and give this to a vassal so that it had a free garrison that we don't have to pay for, or B, whether we had wanted to give it to ourselves for the increased revenue and just kind of sunk the cost in putting our own troops into it. I think what I will do is I will probably go with the latter. So let's go to Sungechi. And the second that we get there, we shall go to the Lord's Hall. God, we have lords coming from all over the place that want to join up. We are popular right now. I don't know how many of them I should accept. Lord Stamar. The Stamar sounds like a part of a plant. Lord Clargus. I remember Clargus being somewhat treacherous. He might be, but I seem to remember he was able to create some pretty large armies too. I want to give someone a fief. I wish to make myself the Lord of Kudan. And there it is. We are the Lords of Kudan. And so we've got Uslam. Hold on. It didn't swap all of those over to me, did it? Ah, there it is. So we've got Uslam, we've got Shulus, and we've got Tizmir. And so Uslam, not the nicest place. It's kind of a hood. I mean, things go very, very badly, very, very quickly there. Shulus, as I said, kind of a travel destination. Lots of sandy beaches and whatnot. I think that I will take on a new lord. So we'll take Clargus. And so Clargus has now joined us. And we shall give Clargus Uslam. There it is. And so now Clargus has land, so he's not going to be quite as grumpy. We will give Shulus to Matheld. We're going to do this in rotation, basically, to ensure that everybody stays happy. And then we're going to give Rolf Tizmir. And there it is. And so we have now done a nice little rotation of all the land that we can possibly hold. I think that increased the size of Matheld's army by about 30 or so, and it should increase the size of Rolf's as well. Although I don't know if limitations due to the amount of charisma they have are also going to cause problems there. What I do know, I don't know much, but I know I need to fill my garrison, and let that be all I need to know. And I'm actually... Oh, I'm upgrading. Okay. That's cool. Upgrading's perfectly fine, too. I'll take upgrades. I'm happy with upgrading. And so that gives us a bunch of trained crossbowmen now, which are obviously decidedly more useful than the crossbowmen that we had before. And so we will fill this garrison with what we have, and that's 200 men now. And what do we have over here? Oh, you're going to chase me. That's what's going to happen here. You're going to chase me down. If he attacks Matheld, I may jump in on it. I think he's just out for war right now. And this should not be under siege any further. So we've only got 96 men right here, which leads me to the point that I need to do a quick recruiting spree. And so that is precisely what we shall do. I think we should be able to pull down a reasonable amount of money from Kudan. I don't know what their economy is looking right now. One of the things I will say... Okay, I was like, why am I getting a bunch of minus reputation? What did I do? Yeah. Please don't. No. That's how I talk to the game when I want it to do what I want. I feel like you've got to come at it with the proper tone. You've really got to kind of just dedicate to ingratiating yourself to the gods of Mount and Blade. And once you've done that, once they see that you are inferior, they shall bless you. Deep down in your Mount and Blade soul, you shall be blessed. Let's go to Tebandra. I'm digging the music right now. It's got kind of like a fluty, drummy thing going on. And it's really, I'm getting my boogie on. I'm doing kind of like this little snake shake up with my head. That's my dance that I invented. It's called the snake shake. It's not very popular right now. Like, I tried to introduce it at the club, but nobody was feeling it. It was really, really disappointing because I got up in the club, and, you know, I took like center floor, and they started playing my song, which, as always, is in the club. And so once they started playing my song, I started doing the snake shake. And when that didn't work, I started to panic because I saw people were kind of snickering at me. And so once the snake shake didn't work, I thought it was better than the stanky leg. I mean, it was better than that. And so I went with the snake shake. Once that didn't work, I had to throw it on back to just like rolling dice and then V-stepping. And unfortunately, it was just unrecoverable. There was no way to get a better result out of that situation. It was just doomed from the beginning. Doomed from the beginning. Let's go ahead and get a bunch more troops. I'm just going to recruit from my outlying lands. Seems like the best way to go. I could actually grab a whole bunch of mounted archers from other places and just throw them into line. But it should be okay. Why did it let me recruit twice from there? I don't know. I don't know why it lets me do anything anymore. I should probably not fast forward completely and totally zoomed out while I wait and see if the enemy attacks me or not. Oh, the Kingdom of Nords is declared on us. Have they said why? Because we aren't holding any Nerd Kingdom lands. Okay, well that does leave us at a rather nasty disadvantage right now. We'll see what they decide to attack, and we'll pretty much have to run them off. As we see Nordic lords in our lands, we'll just start killing them one by one. They're laying waste to, not my problem. Oh, it is my problem. He's right. Oh, you thought that was just going to happen. I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying, that you totally just thought that that was going to occur, but now, oh, now it's going to get ugly for you. Dear sir. Let's turn the remainder of our recruits. We still got 69 knights, so I don't really care. This combat should be very, very easy. 102 troops, the majority of which are these shiny fellows right here. And if I know my fellows, it's that I prefer them shiny. If your fellows are not shiny, you will be away from us. You shall be apart. Depart from me, for I know you not, unshiny fellow. Please don't have a horse fight in the middle of the creek. I would love to not have a horse fight in the middle of the creek. Of all the horse fight things that could happen in the horse fight world, a horse fight in the creek would be the one that pleases me very, very little. There would be no pleasure to be had here. It would be like chewing tinfoil. It would be mostly unpleasurable. Please stop running into bushes. I mean, I know that you're probably going to win this fight either way because these are noob troops. Although they do have rather large axes. So I feel like they could probably sway the combat just based on the fact that they might accidentally hit me with the edged part of one of their weapons. Like one of them sneezes and it just kind of falls over and it's like tapping. I'm like, ah! And I just fall over like Achilles. But I don't think that's how it's going to go down. And I didn't want to have to resort to this tactic. I do want to kind of touch on the fact that I'm using a very cheesy tactic right now, which is just having like 100 knights. This is pretty much an undefeatable army as far as Mount and Blade goes. But you know what? We're trying to conquer the map right now, and there's no room for excuses. There's winning and there's losing, and I know what side that I would rather be on right now. The other thing that we have to hope is that they all stop to fight. Oh, I have no food. Yeah, that's a problem, yeah. That's going to be an issue for us. I feel like that's going to be a major problem. And so, Sambuha is under attack one more time. Karindi is also under assault. Where's Karindi even at? Did I take something that I don't remember? Oh, it's right there. Okay. So we do need to chase down as many of these guys as we can and just wipe them out at every twist and turn. So let's go over to Karindi. Wait, was there a fight right there? Oh, he's fighting. See, why do they get mad at me when I do that, but when they do that, it's perfectly acceptable. Let's beat up Laruquen, because that's 30 less people for the battlefield. This campaign just got interesting. I wasn't expecting Nords to redeclare on me so soon. Soon they shall be begging for peace. It'll be perfectly and totally alright. I don't know why I always get the hiccups. I'm starting to think about it. I think it's because I talk from my diaphragm when I almost said I talk from my diagram. I don't have a diagram. This is not that sort of LP. That seems like it would be a really boring LP if you're breaking out. God, this guy is clearly from the Kingdom of Rhodox because as you come over the hill, you get that familiar whistling sound. And they managed to kill somebody, which only Rhodox ever does with cavalry charges. Off with his head, and now the consumption of my enemy's units should be complete. Wow, that sounds kind of... sounds a little bit ambiguous. But anyways, we are consuming the enemy's unit as aggressively as possible, and you guys can take that where you will. But now that they are consumed and we have totally dined down on their fleshy bits, I think we should go elsewhere and find a larger army with which to spar. He managed to escape, which is not good. I would like to take captures on this because it does stop them from just riding back to town and getting more men, which is a thing that they are fond of doing. This guy over here with 30 men. Ooh, Corindia is already down. Well, you guys didn't get there soon enough. You guys got to fight a little bit better. And so, what is your name, madam? If we come to blows, I would know who I should fight the next time I talk to... The next time I start off an argument with the girlfriend, that's how I'm going to bring it off. I'll be like, what is your name, madam? So that if this comes to blows, I should know you in good conscience. God. It seems like one of those things that if someone had a tape recorder, it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. There's like no way you're not going to end up in litigation starting a conversation like that. It's also ungentlemanly. Oh, and a tribesman's dead. And a crossbowman's dead. And another crossbowman. You shot my horse? Well, that puts you next on the list, man. I was thinking about it, and I said, that guy on the right with the beard, he looks okay to me. He seems like the kind of guy that just got mixed up with the wrong crowd. Maybe he had just a ridiculously overproportionate love of the color green, and maybe he just fell in with the wrong army, and then he tried to shoot me, and I thought, nope, I have been a bad judge of character, and so now he must die. And that's what happened. Let's go to Qdan and grab ourselves some food. And that's not what I want. Let's look at move our court here, by the way. To establish a court, that will require a small refurbishment. In particular, we would need a set of tools and a bolt of velvet. It may also take a short while for some of your followers to relocate here. Okay, so I don't have the stuff, so apparently I can't do that. Let's... Oh, of course we don't have any food. That would be too easy. And so now... This place looks poorer than what I expected as well. I don't know if that's due to the fact that it was sieged for a while. But we'll grab... We got some food, so we're still sort of on the edge of being able to provide for ourselves. We don't want the rotten chicken. That chicken is just... Nobody wants that chicken around. When your chicken goes rotten, you've really got to wonder whether it's parenting or environment. It's hard to tell sometimes. I tend to go with parenting. I tend to think that a poorly parented chicken is probably one to turn out rotten a little bit more quickly. And so now we shall just ride about our lands. Oh, there's a couple of them now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle around from the top. Ooh, that one's trying to make a break for it, but he's not going to make it. Oh, he made it. Bitch. Okay, well, we'll take the one down here at the bottom then. And see, like, that fight right there, I feel like they would have added forces on me, but they don't add forces because it's inconvenient, you know what I mean? Like, those guys were both close enough together where I feel like it would have been blah, 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 has reinforced blah, blah, blah. But maybe you need to be facing the same direction. Why are there so many rivers? It's like the game says, you know what, he's got horses. Let's have a ton of rivers so that he leads his horses there, but they just won't drink. Now the name of the game becomes getting down this bank before we get filled full of holes. And then we make with the peeky peeky sneaky sneaky. And all appears to be clear. Still, I see a lot of pointy things pointed at me. And so in this case, in social situations, when I find pointy things leveled at my dear noble self, it does usually do me justice. Sir, I am trying to kill someone, and you are blocking my trajectory. So I was saying, sir, if you will acquit yourself of this conversation. That's how knights all talk to each other. You have to start every sentence with sir. And then, of course, when you quit the conversation, you must say all the single ladies, as is customary in the kingdom of Qdan. So I was saying, when pointy things are leveled at my honorable person... You are my prisoner now, Jarl Telrog. And you shall tell me of all of your rogs. If there is a rog, I shall know of it. Tuluga! Oh, I almost got him. I came so close. I was trying to sneak attack. And so now we wait for the king to call his men to court. Oh, he's so close. We've almost got him. We just need like one more, just a little centimeter of space and we could get him. I'm gonna try and cut him off this time. Let's hang out by the river. Oh, we're in now. Where are you gonna go? Oh, you have nowhere to go now. You are in trouble. If I could click you. He's just gonna run even farther away. He's got it in his thick skull that he's just gonna knock over some Buha. He has to do it. He has no choice. Deep in his soul, his calling from the time of being a young lad was this destruction of some Buha. Let's get our archers going because I feel like I've been neglecting all of my upgrades, including all of my party members, but we're not going to worry about it right now. I think instead, we're just going to wait right here along the boundaries, and as they come to the wall, we shall repel them. There shall be no mercy for those who stand against the kingdom of the Nords. It appears as though Matheld has gotten beaten up recently. Lazalet seems to be doing okay. And Lord Dundish. Gurlad is now defending Rabash. Looks like we almost had a campaign down here. I'm gonna grab Laru Quen really fast, although I think we fought him already. Anyways, just another guy for us to capture so that we can ransom him back. I'm not really super concerned about our honor rating right now. What I am concerned about is our monetary funding. Although I suppose I could have just said funding, unless we lived in some strange place where you're like trading goat hoofs or something. In which case I feel like it might be good to lend a little bit of specificity to the nature of your funding. But anyways, before I get caught up and unable to talk, and you'll forgive me, my voice sounds a little bit raspy by the end of this episode. It's because I did a 2-hour interview this morning. And so I am really kind of tapped out right now on the vocal spectrum. But I didn't know the interview was going to go that long, and it was actually quite pleasurable. It was a very, very fun interview. Speaking with someone of different perspectives from a different locality. But beyond that interview, we spoke for about 2.5 hours, and it really kind of wore out my voice. Because I was under the impression that this was going to be published somewhere, so I had like my radio voice going on. And unfortunately, I didn't need it. And so I burned myself out early in the day, and I've still got a ton of videos to make today. And so if my voice just gets all craggly or something, well, I apologize, but you'll have to forgive me because there's nothing I can do about it. Just burned out, just leather-throated. Oh, he's waiting late. I'm so dumb sometimes. Sometimes I just don't see things. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Let's beat up Gastia. Because as of right now, I do feel like we've killed off about 150 of his men, and anything that cannot join the king, as I always say, is one less foe that we must slaughter in our days of youth. I don't know why our days need to be youthful before we slaughter, but I'll take his horse out. And the Vaegirs might give us a little bit of trouble. We might catch a casualty here and there, simply based on all the two-handed weapons and whatnot. And the fact that they did have a bunch of Lancers rush our front position. Just a little something to think about as we go into this fight. They tend to have a lot of javelins, too. Get you into trouble if you're not careful. I'm just going to ride through the center of everybody. There we go. They finally made it past the Tree of Stopping. That tree is well known for its abilities to stop offensives. It really does try. That guy tried to stab me, and I tried to slash him, but my timing was off, so... better than getting stabbed, I guess. I would rather be ineffectual than end up pierced. Is anybody else remaining? Any 1, 2 people just sitting around somewhere? Waiting for my countenance to fall upon them like a steely bolt from the skies? All my men are expendable. I treat this like Zap Brannigan. All of my men are expendable. Most of all, you. Sometimes I don't know, guys. Sometimes I just don't know what happens. Sometimes I feel like I have something worthwhile to bring along, and then other times it's just whatever. Now that we've slaughtered yet another army, I do feel like it's time to quit ourselves of this field and swing on out to anywhere we can defend. The nice thing about having our own large-ish sized kingdom now, Bulaban has been raided by Reichsnoyan. Not to be unexpected, the big issue that we may run into here is that if they simultaneously, both armies, the Kyrgyz and the Nords hit castles simultaneously, I don't know what I'm going to do to make sure that we don't kind of buckle. Not a lot of cash left over here for him to be buying our goodies with, but I'm going to do my best to still make a little bit of cash. Times of war, very, very lucrative for us. So there it is. They've already picked through everything but the bread, which is disappointing. Goods merchant hasn't restocked herself yet, which means we may have to abandon some Buha for a time, just to go get some food from Rivacheg and some food from Rayvaden. We'll try and make it a quick trip, but you can never be too sure. So there's a little bit of bread and a little bit of grain. Now we're going to cut down past Kura, and since some Buha is currently, is it being defended, or is it just, yeah, you guys didn't hold it. You're just allowing all of our holdings to be reduced to ash and fire. And you're right there, too. There was 89 of you, and you just let Turaya do that. Sometimes, I don't know, minions. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you just aren't putting out your A game, and you aren't even trying. There are times. I can't get anything from anywhere around here. I wasn't expecting Nords to go to war with us. They did make peace with the Kyrgyz right before, so I can't say that this wasn't a calculated move on the part of the AI. And they did a good job at making me feel pressed, largely because I don't have a supply chain right now, which is a big issue. Luckily, none of my holdings have been taken out. We probably want to pan around for a minute and see what is attainable within Nordic lands. They have spent a lot of their time tied up in war. We'll jump in and help Matheld right here for the extra points, and this will probably be the last thing we do in the episode. But as I was saying, they have been at war a lot, but as far as I've been able to tell, they've been reasonably lucky in avoiding any sort of real attrition on their castles. Their castles seem to be very well stocked with men, no matter what I do, so no harm, no foul there. We'll just do our best to see if we can't wipe them out in the field. And once we've taken a field advantage and we've captured 2 or 3 lords, it won't be so bad. That decimated line, all in fragments. Got lucky right there. Had a couple victims lined up nice and purty for me. And we're good. We're now shouting at the sky one last time. You managed to escape, unfortunately. Everybody else likes us a little bit better, though. Your relation with the Nerd Kingdom has gone up to 102. We're the queen. How could our relationship with the Nerd Kingdom be low? I don't ask these questions. These are the things that you do not ask of the Mountain Blade gods. Beep boop. Beedly beep boop boop. God, they wiped out. Really hoping for a comeback here from somebody, but just don't see it happening. Let's see if we can't buy supplies anywhere. I didn't think we'd be able to, but it was worth a shot. Could also continue recruiting because I just realized my party is not at full capacity, so our propensity for extra people to come and join us is actually pretty high. Pretty high propensity as far as propensities go. I almost made a joke about propensities versus propensive municipalities, but I decided to hold off, and I'll just mention it in passing. Like propensities, and then propensitowns, and, you know, whatever. The jokes are bad, and so am I at the game. Oh, good, we're being sequestered to death again. If there's anything I know I enjoy. Laru Quen, how are you back already? How many times must I slaughter you, Laru Quen? Surrender or die. We're not even accumulating renown anymore for this. It's just accepted that we are the ass kicker of the planet. The ass kicker of the continent. I would love to see, actually, in the next Mountain Blade, being able to transfer from here to the other continent, the old one, so that you can actually carry your campaign from Calradia back to the old continent and have it take place on both locations. Be badass. That'd be really cool. I don't even know. They've been really kind of tight-lipped about Bannerlord. TBH. Keep hoping that I'll end up with an early access key so that I could do some Vaegirs. which if you can get the right early access key, this is kind of a behind the scenes thing on LPing, but if you can get an early access key long before anybody else on YouTube does, it like makes your career on YouTube. It's the most crazy thing I've ever seen. It's all it takes. And so I think there is where we will break off the episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerd Castle for another episode of Mount & Blade Warband. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do.